think there is a real value in learning how to calculate a chart, but I'm not going to go back that far. I'm going to show you how to go to astro.com and very, very quickly be able to look at your own horoscope. And I'm not going to read anybody else's chart. I'm only going to read mine. So if you're interested, you have to do it and learn the basic elements of how to read a chart, and I'll tell you whether I think you're right or not. Go to create a horoscope immediately as a guest user. This is the page you'll come to if you've never used this site before. You go to astro.com. This will come up. Go to create a horoscope immediately as a guest user. Click on that. Now you can create a user profile, and this is a free website, and it'll store horoscopes for you if you want to. Okay, enter Uncle Bill.
Uncle Swami.
Swami
Uncle
chart.
Swami.
You don't, last name is optional. Go, click mail. Click 2.
What's an event gender? Oh,
That's if you're doing it just for an event.
oh okay, sorry.
August 2nd, 1947. Okay, the hour, 12 noon, 30. The town, don't bother with the whole world. That's, for some reason, that's silly. Pocatello, Pocatello. There, Bell, right, Pocatello. Hit continue.
It already tells you your sun, your moon, and your rising, right?
Yeah, right there. Okay, now, go down to extended chart selection. Okay, natal chart wheel is fine. Web default style is fine. House system, click that, go to equal. Equal?
Not
Yes.
whole signs, huh?
Not whole sign. Go down to additional objects, hit part of fortune, and then go to, on the other side, go to draw no aspect lines, and go to Uranus through Pluto off. Click that
Uranus.
box there.
Uranus off.
Off, right. Okay, then click here to show the chart.
Okay.
We want to get to the basic elements, to see the basic elements of a chart to begin with. So this is as simple as it comes. Now, of course, this kind of chart wasn't drawn until the 19th century. The Hellenistic, back in the day, they gave the ascendant and the position of the planets, and that was it, because people were smarter and could visualize it in their heads just seeing the numbers. The medievals used a square chart. This came with the Theosophists in the 19th century, but it actually is a good graphic illustration of the sky at a particular time and place. You start with this structure here. There are three main elements in astrology that you first have to understand and distinguish between: the houses, the signs, the planets. The houses, and we're going to start with the houses. The houses are based upon the horizon, this line across here, which is the east-west horizon. That's east, that's west. What you're looking at here is the east-west horizon. And what's up and what's down. This is what's directly above you. This is what's directly below you. You divide the sky into 12 equal parts. It's the houses. The houses are the topics. In other words, whatever topic you can think of in terms of life. What are the basic topics? That, somebody give me a topic.
Relationships.
Yeah, really.
Career.
Relationships are opposite the ascendant. In other words, who you are is what's coming up on the eastern horizon. That's you. What's opposite you on the western horizon is others. So relationships are governed by the 7th house opposite the 1st house. Career, Career has to do with what you aspire to become, which is like a profession. You know, people talk about Chinese medicine as it were some sort of sentient being whom we aspire to become like. That's what's above you, your profession. And what oppresses you, or what you are moving toward, what you want to become, is to rise up to heaven, to what's above you. What's below you is your house, here, this structure that you live. So that you have these four, the four basic topics are, of course, self, other, what's above you, what's below you. This is the axis of the topics.
That's house 1, 4, 7, and 10.
1, 4, 7, and 10. This is the axis. And these are the strongest points of experience in life. This is the basic house structure. Then you have the planets on this next ring. You see the glyphs for the planets? You have to learn those. That's the moon. That's easy. That's Mars. That's Mercury. That's Venus. That's the sun. That's Saturn. That's Jupiter. Those are what in Hellenistic times were called the stars. The points that you can see that move at various speeds in different ways, and they are the active forces in life. The sun being light, consciousness, will, the moon being subconscious, emotions, nature, Mars, what separates, what pulls apart, war, struggle, strife, Venus, what pulls together, what unites, love, art, beauty, what pulls us together. Mercury, the first planet that we encounter after the moon, that is the messenger of the gods, that ties things together, that connects things, the force that tries to communicate between heaven and earth, between the gods and man. Jupiter, the benevolent, great God who gives us life and expands and confirms who we are and what we are, and promotes expansion and insight. And Saturn, what kills us, what separates us, what we experience as the imperfection and the dying. Saturn is the great malefic, death. Mars is the lesser malefic, war. Venus is the lesser benefic, love. Jupiter is the greater benefic, luck, good fortune, expansion. Mercury is the power that mediates between the worlds. The sun is the source of light. The moon is the reflection of light and nature. These are the 7 major forces that we encounter now.
Bill, you were referring to the ascendant as you, but I've also heard you say that the empty space in the middle.
The ascendant is your relationship with you. The space in the middle is you, and it's empty. It's the empty space in the middle that experience. This is your life. This, many modern astrologers talk about the chart as being you. No, the chart is not you. The chart is your life. The chart is what you experience coming into life when you're born and going out when you die. It's your life. So then there are these different ways in which you experience life. When you experience life as person, that's the ascendant. You know, if you're going to talk about type. But that's not you. You're not your type. There's something at the core that's different, that's just experiencing. But how you present yourself, how you're seen and how you experience yourself, that's what's coming up on the eastern horizon. That's the ascendant. That's you in that sense. You could say persona, the mask that you are seen through in life. This outer ring are the signs. The signs are the atmosphere in which the action takes place. People talk about being signs. This is really a difficult distortion, although in regard to the ascendant, it has some validity, but in terms of type, it's much more important the planets. The signs are really the atmosphere in which you carry out particular activities. And the particular kind of energy that things are filtered through can have a big influence, but it's not an active force like the planets. It is this ring on the outside through which the planets move. And depending upon what sign they are in, that modifies how that energy manifests. In other words, if the energy of Venus, say, is in the atmosphere of academia, like the university, like Virgo, like something really mercurial and mental, it will feel out of place and be weakened. If it's in the atmosphere, say, of Libra, which is about balancing the opposites, then it is at home and has more strength because that's what it's about. And so it feels more comfortable there. So the signs are more the atmosphere in which the planets operate. And the houses are the place, the topics in which they work. So you have these three elements: signs, houses, and planets. And you have to differentiate and distinguish between them. To sum up, you have to learn the houses, 1 through 12, this wheel here. You have to learn the signs, or the planets, which you have to learn the basic meaning and the glyph of each of the signs, and you have to learn the images of the signs and what element and what quadruplicity they belong to. Interested, now you know how to compute your own chart and start with, okay, where's your sun? Where's your moon? What's your ascendant? Where are the planets? Start with that. Now,
Yeah, once you see the sidebar,
okay.
you go to free horoscopes.
Yeah.
And it'll open it like this. Then you go down to interactive horoscopes.
Yeah.
And then you go to
Astro Click Portrait. Go there. And it will give you your chart with all the lines drawn in, and you can click on each planet, each sign, and it will give you a New Age explanation for each of those things. For those of you who are curious about what New Age astrologers think about your horoscope, in separated pieces, you can click on any element of that, and it will give you a fairly good New Age description of how that element is working in the chart.
It gives you the general meaning of each house, too.
Gives you the
Like,
general meaning of each house,
each
gives you the
planet.
general meaning of the planet in that house, all of that stuff. It's all nonsense, don't believe a word of it, but it's something to play with and have fun with and start to explore your chart by doing.
So we could just stop there
Yes, we can stop there.
in all our learning for astrology.
Yeah,
We could just click on things forever.
Right.
Well,